That's good.
And also no tip.
Yeah.
No tip. Even it's a dinner, you know. I have heard like in US, the tip is terrible, like especially at this kind of place, right?
Ooh, sometimes the tip can be more than another whole meal.
For example, like how much have you paid for the tip?
One time, I give $150 tip.
$150.
150 for the tip? $150 is more than the 100 we had last time.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Okay, don't. Never again. Never again. No. Every place in the U.S. now want a tip. You go buy some gum, they want a tip.
Gum for gum?
Like everything is service. You know, even if you go coffee shops, they make you answer the question for tip first. Like Starbucks, you go there, it'll say 15, 18, 20% or customize and then you gotta look for no tip.
That's before service. But they have to pay the tip?
Before service.
Oh, that's crazy.
No. I'm good. No. I'm good.
You just saw that up there from Korea, right? You just saw that. The Koreans say that you do all that before service. Crazy. And I'm gonna tell you what they mean. While it's windy outside, I'm a delivery driver. I understand what they mean with service. I'm out here in crazy wind to go deliver. Now, I'm in front of this Jack in the Box right here. I'm in front of the Jack in the Box right here. The new Smash Jack burger is $8.39. For a double, it's $10. For a combo meal, it's $15 and some change. Okay? So if you're gonna order just the sandwich on itself on the app, that's like a $25 burger. If you order that combo meal, you're spending almost like $50, depending on increases in pay because of the surges on the food. Now, you know the Koreans say, if I'm paying that much, I want my service done before I give you a tip. Now you heard my man say, in America, they even give it to you first because everything is service. It's crazy. But I got it for you right here. The Korean said before service, and he said yes. Crazy. Now, I'm gonna show you why the Koreans think it's crazy. Let's take a look at this.
Got some Popeyes and don't want a tip, huh? See what he got in the bag, huh? Holy! He's got the Popeye Ghost Kitchen Wings. Oh man, this is gonna be spicy, fam. Holy moly! Let's take a bite out of one of his wings, huh? Yummy, yummy. Swap a young tip, you cheap. All right, let's do that. Order a salad and don't want a tip. You know why I be telling them, right? You want to order some greens, but don't want to give some greens to the driver? I'm gonna eat your greens. Thank you, DoorDash non-tipper. Peace.
Hey, how you doing, boss? It's 2305. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right. Have a great day, okay? What? Yeah, I got your change, man. Don't worry, bro. I don't steal, man. Yeah, whatever. Well, am I being rude? He's the one that's being rude. Why did I say when I don't steal, he thinks it's funny? I don't fucking steal. I don't need your stuff. I don't need. What's my name? Look it up on the app. Thanks. I don't need your fucking. I don't need your fucking money, cheap motherfuckers. Cheap ass pieces of shit. All right, you guys can talk now.
Social distance, wear a mask, wash your hands. How about keep your hands out of the bag?
An Austin resident says his Uber Eats delivery driver liked his food so much, he ate some of it. Our Charlie DeMar live with the story you'll only see on 2. Charlie.
Brad and Erica, yeah, you can add this to your list of COVID concerns. A 15-piece boneless chicken wing dinner, apparently too tempting for this delivery driver in all of this. It was all caught on camera. His explanation, simple. He was hungry.
And he's walking along the grass. And then my camera happened to pick him up.
There are security cameras all over Richard Jackson's home.
Gestured towards my camera.
In the Austin neighborhood.
He was clearly caught digging into my food.
The cameras light up. There's even warning signs alerting people to the cameras.
He was digging into the bag, you know, sort of chucking the boneless wings.
But that apparently didn't stop this delivery guy.
Repeatedly popping them in.
From helping himself to Jackson's dinner.
This is when I see the sauce smeared all over the bag. It's missing several pieces of the chicken.
Jackson used Uber Eats to order dinner from Buffalo Wild Wings. He says instead of his assigned delivery driver, a man hops out of the passenger side door and almost immediately begins rifling through the bag.
It's concerning that he was so nonchalant, especially during a pandemic where we have a highly transmissible disease.
A 2019 U.S. food study polled 500 deliverers. 28% admitted to snagging customers' food. More than half say they've been tempted to do so by the smell.
I did challenge him on why he was eating my food.
Jackson confronted the driver on the porch, and after a few moments, Jackson says he got an admission and refused to accept the order.
He eventually admitted to eating my food. He said that, oh, well, I was hungry.
Now check this out. This delivery driver goes and drops the food off. People, this is what the Koreans are talking about. Everything that's happened here. He took a picture like he delivered it. Okay? He's gonna come back and take it and then drive off. But drivers want tips before the service is done. This is what the Koreans were talking about. Look, he comes and takes it and he runs, people. Just think about it for a little bit.
An Albuquerque pizza delivery employee exploded in a tirade after a couple of teenagers did not tip him.
Thanks for the tip. What? Yeah, f you, bro. What? It's for her, dude. I didn't even order it. Bro. Dude, that's funny, bro. Really? Yeah. I didn't even order it. I don't make f***ing money if I don't get tipped. Dude, I didn't even order the pizza in my guy.
Now, as you see, we have a serious problem when it comes to this tipping thing. You have to understand that, you know, the Koreans, other countries, they are like the Americans are spoiled. And no one should just be tipping before the service. Over in the UK, the other America, the same. Over in Australia, the other America, the same. South Africa, the other America, the same. When you go to all these places, even getting your orders in Russia and all over the place, it's the same. They want the service in because this is why they say Americans are spoiled. The Americans, as you see, even before the customer get their thing, they're already doing it bad. They're going up to the customers doing this and that. They're eating the customer's food. So why should someone tip before the service? Now, Americans say they love this job simply because, you know, we live off of tips. We get that. But if you live off of tips, why don't you want to do any service for your tip? It makes no sense. I'm pretty sure if you hire someone to install your cabinets or do something else in your home, or, you know, install a water heater or something, or they do something and you say, oh, let's say they paint your house, the whole inside. And you're like, man, this is ridiculous. Let me go ahead and give you a tip. You're not gonna tip them the service for the paint job in your house before it's done. This has been going on for a long time. But this video is going to kick up because it's gonna get a little controversial here. Because the drivers depend on tips, is what they say, and we work on tips. We're just gonna go ahead and figure out, you know, are we spoiled, and what apps do you use to go ahead to try to do this job? Now we're gonna go over a few things here, okay? And we're gonna go over that once I go ahead and put this clip up. So take a look here. Now this is Uber Eats. Uber Eats makes a lot of money off of customers, same as DoorDash. As you see here, Uber Eats is in 6,000 cities and 45 countries as of 2021. That has expanded. But you gotta also understand that many drivers like driving for Uber Eats because the pay is significantly higher than DoorDash and some of the other smaller apps out there. Uber puts in all of the work for the service, for the customer, to make sure that they get paired with great drivers. Now, Uber customers typically tip more than DoorDash customers. So my thing is, if you want tips, should you be driving for an app where the customers are tipping more? Some drivers don't do it because they say the Uber Eats customers expect more, but they are just expecting service. Tell me what you think about that. Now this is DoorDash, the king because it has taken over most of the market. As you see, it's 60% of the market in convenience store deliveries also, okay people? But it also has over 50% of the marketplace sold up when it comes for delivery. Now DoorDash is like the hood. Anything goes. They don't ask for insurance. They do a background check, but they do everything one time, and that's pretty much it. But you're at the mercy of the AI more than the other apps. Now, DoorDash gets the most complaints because most of the bad drivers on the internet, they are doing DoorDash. They put the videos up. Customers see what's going on DoorDash. Now, DoorDash drivers say they don't get tipped enough, they don't get this, they don't get that. But it's the most convenient app to use because of how many drivers are around and how many restaurants sign up. But the tipping on DoorDash is a little bit different. Customers tip more in cash on DoorDash because they get their deliveries last. People dirty apping and multi-apping. Now, if things happen, DoorDash customers won't tip. They will zero out and do everything. My question is, if DoorDash is not giving you the money that you deserve in the form of the tips, why are they not choosing to drive for another app where they will receive more tips? Now, from the videos that we have seen, most of those delivery drivers were on DoorDash. Okay, you see those things happening. But like I said, if one app they tip more, why not drive for that app? Why drive for the other app where you're gonna complain the most? It doesn't really make sense to me. But we gotta talk about this tipping culture. DoorDash is single-handedly ruining the tipping culture when it comes for at least food delivery in the United States. Single-handedly, they're making neighbors and merchants not even want to deal with DoorDash drivers. But so many people order DoorDash, they have no choice. It seems like the drivers are holding, the merchants and DoorDash hostage by way of them allowing them to do whatever they want. They'll let all the orders sit and stay, and they'll just do that. Then they get mad when they don't get no tips, okay? Once again, should you be tipping before the service? And on DoorDash, should tipping be required after the service is done? Or should DoorDash put, if they already tip, they cannot back out of the tip? But if they do that, are they going to get the service that they are deserving of? We got to start talking about this tip. And drivers, you need to start figuring out which markets you want to drive in based upon the app itself as tipping, and maybe check out the demographics and the economic standpoint where it comes down to what cities are tipping more than other cities. Maybe you need to go work in one of those. Just think about that. Now, this is Grubhub, by far the smallest of the two companies. But DoorDash still has a good amount of people that order from the app. Now, other than DoorDash and Uber Eats, Grubhub in my market is the highest paying app. The highest paying app. But they don't have a lot of drivers and it's hard to get on the app. It seems that the Grubhub customers tip a whole lot more than both of the other apps. And we have a lot of drivers who, when things are going rough, they will only do the Grubhub. It seems that Grubhub drivers seem to give a little bit more service to the customer, and therefore the customers go ahead and tip. Now, the Grubhub drivers, and I've asked many customers, what do they like about Grubhub? They say we like the friendliness and the customer service from our drivers, and our food is always hot. That's because on Grubhub, most of the merchants make the food when you get there, and the customers know that, and the drivers know that. The drivers that understand that have no problem driving for Grubhub because that's part of their service to get it to the customer hot. That kind of keeps the drivers from dirty apping also. But when the customer gets all that, they are already under the impression that the service that they're going to get from the driver is going to be top notch. So we do have drivers that are going to apps where the tipping and the pay is better. Should more drivers start doing this? Take a look at this right here. Now insert Tony Delivers, TonyDelivers.com. This gentleman said that, out of 10,000 deliveries, Uber Eats, DoorDash, Grubhub, he wanted to make more, and also he wanted to give the customers what they were supposed to be getting in terms of service. He also wanted to make the deliveries faster, so he does a 1.5 mile radius. $5 flat fee, and it's a 10% fee for anything over, I do believe, $50 or $100, one of the two. Don't mark me, but it's up there in the white. Go ahead and double check that. So that's what he does. Instead of complaining on DoorDash and complaining about tips and complaining about the apps like on Uber Eats or Grubhub, what he did do was created his own app, and the customers know that it's all him. He's using electric bikes. He's eco-friendly. So now the customers know that the tips that they are giving is going to him based upon the service that he is putting out there. Now, when you say, should drivers start driving for apps that have them make more money, especially in tips, if you can't find one that can do it, create your own, like Tony Isles did. Tony did that. He created his own app to handle that problem. Now, on his app, he is doing a great job because the people are getting everything that they need, and he's getting paid more, and he's not complaining. But more importantly, by him starting his own app, he said that I'm going to give service first to the customers so that they can get their tip. Now, there's a lot of delivery drivers out there who are not rocking with Tony Isles, and what I mean by that is he created something that they all say do. Use the gig apps. Pedro DoorDash Santiago is one of the main ones. Use the gig apps as a stepping stone to start your own business. He started his own gig business, and not one of the content creators out there is supporting him. I think they're a little upset because he's taking clients away and tips in his area, but more importantly, they're just hating. If you go on to Google, type up Tony Isles, you'll see HotFacts has 3 videos up there about Tony Isles. And every day the views are going up because more people are clicking on Tony Isles. I'm going to support the guy because the idea of giving service first and giving something that's valuable to the customers is something that I believe in. Is he doing the wrong thing? I say not. He's in the Seattle Times. He's in all their newspapers. He's on all the websites and the apps. They say he's doing a great job. He's giving service first. So why is he not getting the backing that he deserves? Do not know that. I think it's because of the service first. That's just my opinion. Because of the service first aspect, some people feel like they don't want to rock with him, so they choose not to. But you got to understand, I would rather go do something where I know I'm going to get that pay than stay on something where I'm going to complain all day. Make videos and look like a complainer all day. Drivers, you got to think about this. Where should you work for your tips? Are you using the right app to receive your tips? Are you putting in enough what you think you're putting in enough of to get higher paying tips? All we know is this. I don't care where you are. If majority of the places around the world, and even, I've even said 50% of the Americans tip in cash. The Washington Journal did a story, Washington Post also, and that's where I got my numbers from. Pedro DoorDash Santiago just did a pizza order thing and said that I will say that 50% of the people who order pizzas tip in cash. Okay? Tip in cash. So people do tip. People do tip. We just got to figure out, should you be going and doing the app that works for you? And is your service all the way there? You got to think about that. Because I'm going to tell you this, like I said, if all the countries, I won't say all, there's a lot of countries around the world and a lot of people here in the United States who agree on service first. That's how it was made here, by service. They had service here. The milkman, the mailman, the waterman, all that stuff came with service. It was all service first. It was service first. Technology and people getting spoiled has changed that. But you got to think, if you were ordering something, do you want to see your service there all the way before you give what tip you want to give? Or do you want to put a whole bunch of tip there and then say, well, I'm going to minus it off? You might as well just wait for your service to get done. What if they go to the wrong house, get mad and yell at, and the driver yells at you? They do all this weird stuff. They drop it off. They put it in the wrong spot. The food's not in a hot bag, all that stuff. And then, you think they should be giving you all that tip? It don't work like that. And you are your own business, your own boss. Make your business stand out from everybody else, and then you'll get more. You ain't gonna get it 100% of the time, but you will receive more. That's what it's all about. But my opinion, service first before you get the tip. You guys let me know. Check out Mike Drop Beat on BBQ. First of all, just hopped on to the Hot Crew. Thank you so much, brother. Thank you for your support. If you are in the rideshare game, you want to know the best information out there, period, hands down. Hop in, check out Mike Drop BBQ. It's a cookout. Grab your plate, sit down, take it in. Raise your hand. Ain't nobody stupid here. We trying to make sure we maximize all day, every day, even twice on Sunday. You also get the best information on cleaning your vehicle, the best kits, auto care, everything. He goes over everything. He is for the people. That is who he is. Jeff, aka Mike Drop BBQ. Go ahead and check him out. Yes, sir. If you would like to know more about what really goes on in the gig economy, do exactly what the next clip says.